Before starting this video, I request you guys to please like, share and subscribe my channel because I am bringing videos of good content for you guys. Let's aim for 500 subscribers till the end of this June month. So hey guys, my name is Navneet Kamath and in this video we will be discussing the mistakes I made in my Kcet prep and also the things which I did well in my Kcet prep. Also I am bringing this video so that you guys don't make these mistakes in 2027 Kcet or 2028 Kcet. So let's begin. So my first mistake was that I didn't finish my Kcet syllabus or board syllabus around 50 to 70% in March, April, May after the first year exam, because these 3 months were given to us as holidays. So I think if I would have finished the syllabus up to 50% or 70%, it would have been very good for my prep. And my second mistake was I didn't shift to Kcet from JEE earlier. In 11th, as I started my prep in June, there was a lot of backlogs, and I think if I would have shifted from JEE to Kcet and would have bought some online courses like Physics Wala or some other courses for Kcet, I would have actually scored better, because I shifted from JEE to Kcet in January 2025. So it would have been very good if I would have shifted from JEE to Kcet earlier. Now why I am telling you this point is because in JEE you learn some extra concepts, but in Kcet for class 11th especially, the questions which are asked are direct, you can answer them easily. But if your 11th is not strong, those 15 to 18 marks which you could score easily in Kcet, you might not be able to score them. So I advise you guys personally, so please don't take your 11th very lightly. So my third mistake was that I gave a very less time for chemistry as compared to physics and maths. So if I had given little more time for chemistry, I think my chemistry scores in Kcet would have been nice. So it is very important to balance all three subjects. If you feel any subject that you are weak in a particular subject, then you have to make time and read that subject in that time. So my next mistake was I gave more time for making short notes, because I didn't actually know how to make these short notes. So I lost quite more time in making short notes, because I learned how to make short notes in December or in January. So from June to December I was constantly making short notes, but these were of no use. So in my next video I will teach you how to make short notes, so you guys don't lose a lot of time. So my last mistake was that I didn't took NCERT exemplars seriously. So it's advisable for you guys to study or to practice NCERT exemplars from the last exam of your board exam to Kcet exam. There will be a gap, so you study or you practice questions from NCERT exemplars in those period. At least for chemistry you practice NCERT exemplars twice. Now I will advise you the most important point. See, if your college is not teaching up to your expectations, you can just change the college, because 7 to 8 hours will go in college in a day. So if you go to a good college for class 11th and 12th, then you may utilize those 7 to 8 hours. I think this was one of my biggest mistakes, that I should have moved out of my college, as there was no Kcet coaching given by the college. Also the the board syllabus was not taught up to the level by all the lecturers. So I feel, if you guys are feeling that the current college is not good for you, you just move out. But when you move out, please note that you should study there. You shouldn't waste time, because many of my friends had done the same thing in class 11th. They didn't understand well, so they moved out in class 12th, but they didn't score as per their expectations. So it is also very important that you take the decisions, because also you can do a thing that in college, for example, you are 8 hours in your college, so you should study at least 2 hours in your college. I did the same thing. I had purchased the PW online batch, so I used to study 6 to 7 hours regularly in my home. And in college hours, I used to take time, or when lecturer is teaching, I used to sit in the last bench and I used to solve questions. So I used to study 2 hours in the college itself. So this thing is very important for you guys. Now let's move to the things which I did good. So the first point was that, as there was no Kcet coaching, also all lecturers were not teaching board syllabus well. So what I just did is, I remained absent for every Saturday in these 2 years. So my attendance was also more than 75%, and subject wise attendance was also more than 75%. So I advise you guys to do the same thing if your college isn't teaching that well. But if your college is teaching very well, giving Kcet coaching and taking tests and all, then please don't remain absent for a single day. The second thing was, I practiced more amount of questions. So it is very important for you guys to practice the questions, because it is also a form of revision, and you may come to know about the level of questions as you solve them. So I had solved nearly 7,000 questions in last 30 days, and in those I solved about 2 to 3,000 of NEET questions. Also I had solved 4,000 questions in OMR sheet. So it's really important for you guys to do a lot of question practice. The third thing which I did good was, I learned from my previous mistakes. In class 11th, when I started my JEE prep with Physics Wala Arjuna JEE batch, I had backlog of 2 months. So till January, I think I had covered a good amount of backlogs, but still I did not finish most of the chapters. So in 12th, I had in mind that I will not have any backlog, and from the first class to the last class I didn't have a backlog. So I will be bringing how to cover the backlogs, or how to not have backlogs in your prep in upcoming videos. So the fourth point was, I understood the concept rather than just by hearting. I understood 95% of my syllabus, and the 5% there will be some concepts which are meant for by hearting. You have to by heart them. you can't remember those things, like in biomolecules, the vitamins and their deficiency. You have to buy those things. So my fifth point was, I was not emotionally attached for a particular teacher. What you guys do is, you guys get emotionally attached to a particular coaching or particular teacher. So so if they didn't teach up to that level also, you will study from them. But please remember, it's your journey. If you feel that a teacher is not teaching, you may switch the teacher, or you may study from YouTube. What I did was, I was not understanding quite well from Srija ma'am, and as I had already started taking tuitions from a nearby teacher, so I stopped watching Srija ma'am's lecture and only practiced the question from her PPT. So it helped me a lot. The sixth point was, I had been consistent and I consistently studied 6 to 7 hours when there was college daily, and when there was no college at that day, I used to study around 10 to 12 hours. The last point is that I had a fixed routine and I followed the same routine for 10 or 11 months continuously. So it helped me a lot, and also I slept for 8 hours a day. If you feel 7 hours is enough, you can sleep 7 hours, but it is advisable to sleep between 7 to 8 hours, not more than that and not less than that. You may notice that if you sleep less than 7 hours, the conceptual clarity which you have is very less. But if you sleep for 7 to 8 hours, you will understand the things better. So I advise you to have a fixed routine and also sleep well. So thank you for watching this video, and I think the video is helpful for you guys. Also, I'll be bringing upcoming videos which will be helpful for you. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.